All right, yesterday we were talking about light and sounds that we hear in our home. And some of these lights and sounds are very important because they protect us. They protect us from harm, they warn us about dangers, or sometimes they're very nice sounds and light. For example, when you watch TV and you're listening to a program, you're listening and you're watching, that's sight and sound. Your mama and papa are talking to you and telling you things and reading. These are nice sights and sounds, or light and sound. And then especially when we think about the phone, talking to people on the phone, talking to people on your iPad, sights and sounds in the home, and warnings such as the sirens in the street that tell you that something is going on, a hot stove when you see the burner lit light on, the doorbell ringing, bringing you your pizza. Okay, so now we're going to be looking at our school, light around the school. Okay, let's look at the picture that we have here, and let's see what sounds and light are helpful to us in our school setting. Okay, there are many objects in your school that communicate with light and sound. We're on page 219, 219. Okay. First of all, the most important light is the exit sign, EXIT. That uses light. That sign helps you find your way out of a building. And that's very important because, especially if there's a fire drill, you want to be able to get to the nearest exit. You don't want to be trapped. You want to be able to see that red light. A light on a screen helps you see pictures. And these pictures help you learn more about God's world, His word also. Okay, so you know that when your teacher is talking to you, she might use a smart board or a TV screen, which will present to you information. Maybe you will have a fire alarm that will flash light. Not only will there be an exit sign, and this is also sound, because if you can't see where the bell is ringing for the warning, you can see the flashing light. The flashing light and the sound are very, very important, and as well as the exit sound. All right, now you could hear a bell ring in your classroom. Maybe the teacher has. Well, I don't have, I know Miss Kara has. She has a bell that will call your attention to either stop your work, get ready to change the lesson, or get ready to go to lunch, and she will have a bell. In some schools, there is a dismissal bell, which will tell you that you are to leave at 3 o'clock when that bell rings. Your teacher uses her voice to teach you about God's word. Your teacher reads, like I've read many stories to you, and you know that Coach Tony will blow a whistle when you're outside to play. And you either know to pay attention, line up, listen to what he says, or it's time to be dismissed again. All right, so we have bells, all day long, either in our school or even outside, as I said before. We even have doorbells, believe it or not. We have ProCare. So when somebody is at the reception desk, like Miss Allie or Miss Judy, someone on the outside will ring the bell, and she will hear it and look through the door to see who's there, and then she will buzz that person in. That is to keep us safe from outsiders who may want to get in. So we have many times where we have sound or some kind of light at school that is very, very important to us. Okay, now sometimes we have light and sound together. Remember, all of this is communication. Sound communicates with words, light communicates with things that we can see, TVs, videos, exit signs. We have things that enable us to see or hear both energy sources. A computer, we're on page 221. A computer uses light and sound to communicate. The light lets you see a video, the sound lets you listen to the words. Remember, we talked about the fire alarm. It uses light, the flashing of the light, and sound to let you know there may be a fire drill. And the light and sound mean you better leave quickly. Now, when we have performances on the stage for Thanksgiving or Mother's Day or at Christmas time, we have light and sound that will communicate what we're doing. For example, we even have a big screen overhead that shows us pictures of what we may be talking about. Maybe it's a Thanksgiving picture for our Thanksgiving player. Now, we're going to be looking at a workbook page, and I want to go over some of this with you. We're going to apply the workbook pages, or the workbook page, with what we've just talked about how light and sound help you at school. Okay, the question here is, can science tell me if the doorbell is communicating something good or bad? Can we know that when the bell rings? And we are going to find out, can the Bible tell me if the doorbell is communicating something good or bad? All right, let's see what happens. So we're going to look at the Bible verse that can tell us if the doorbell is communicating something good or bad.